All right, let's talk about AI agents. These incredibly powerful programs that are designed to think, plan, and act for us. The promise is huge. They could completely change how we do everything. But yeah, there's a pretty big catch. So let's get right into it. If these agents can research and plan and take action, why do they seem to hit a wall when you give them a really tough multi-step problem? We're about to pull back the curtain on the secret weakness that's been holding them back and a seriously cool new way to fix it. To really understand why the new solution is such a game changer, we first have to get right to the heart of the problem. And it turns out this isn't some minor bug. It's actually baked into the way we've been trying to train these agents from the start. I mean, we all see the promise, right? This tireless digital assistant that can dive deep and solve complex research problems. But the reality, especially for the open source models out there, is that they often get stuck. They just fail on those longer tasks and can't quite keep up with their super expensive closed source cousins. The researchers behind this new work pinpointed the exact problem, and they gave it a name: optimization tension. And it's a really fundamental conflict. Think about it. You're asking a model to learn the basic skills of being an agent, like how to use tools or browse the web. At the exact same time, you're asking it to learn the complex strategy of an expert. It's like asking a rookie med student to learn how to hold a scalpel for the first time while they're in the middle of performing brain surgery. It's just wildly inefficient.
So what's the fix? What if you could just break that tension? What if you could teach the agent all those fundamental skills first before it ever tries to act like a seasoned expert? Well, that's exactly what this new philosophy is all about.
You see, the standard way to do this has two main stages. You have the general pre-training, and then you have the fine-tuning where it learns to be an agent. But these researchers added a brilliant new step right in the middle: Agentic Continual Pre-training, or Agentic CPT. The best way to think of it is like a doctor's residency. The model graduates from its med school with all this general knowledge, then it goes through this intense, specialized boot camp to learn the specific skills of being an agent. Only then does it start shadowing the experts to learn the high-level strategies. Of course, a specialized boot camp needs specialized training materials, right? You need a curriculum. And the way they created it is it's pure genius. They basically built a hyper-realistic flight simulator for AI agents so they could practice and get their skills down cold. They came up with two totally new ways to create this training data. The first one is called FAS. You can think of this as teaching the agent all the best opening moves in a chess game. It takes static knowledge and turns it into millions of different action plans. Then there's HAS. This is more like studying the entire mid-game, exploring every possible move, good and bad, so the agent learns the deep strategy behind why certain paths work and others don't. And here's the absolute killer benefit. Because they can do all of this offline, they can generate a massive amount of high-quality training scenarios without ever needing to make expensive real-time calls to things like a search engine. This is what makes the whole thing scalable. It's a total game changer for the cost and efficiency of training these things. Okay, so the theory is fantastic. But does it actually work in the real world? Well, to find out, the researchers built a brand new model from scratch using this exact method, and they called it Agent Founder. And the results, well, they pretty much speak for themselves. On a really tough benchmark for web agents called BrowseComp, Agent Founder scored almost 40%. Now, that's a nearly 10-point jump over the previous best open source model. We're not talking about a small improvement here. That's a massive leap forward. And it's not just about beating its peers in the open source world. Look at this. Agent Founder is seriously closing the gap on the really powerful closed source giants like OpenAI's own research agent. This is proof that this new training method isn't just a little better. It puts open source models into a whole new league. And the wins just kept on coming. On another expert-level benchmark, with the great name Humanity's Last Exam, Agent Founder became the very first open source model to ever break the 30% barrier. It hit 31.5%. That's a huge milestone, and it even puts it ahead of some of the top commercial products on this incredibly difficult task. So, okay, a new training method leads to a way better model. Awesome. But the story here is actually way bigger than just one model's performance. Let's zoom out and look at what this really means. What we have here isn't just a small improvement, it's a whole new roadmap for building powerful AI agents. This could literally democratize access to this kind of high-performance AI, taking it beyond just a few big tech labs. And maybe the most exciting part? The researchers found that the better the training data and the bigger the model, the better the performance, and it improves predictably. That's called a scaling law, and it basically tells us that we are just scratching the surface of what this new approach can do. This breakthrough really does pave the way for a future where these amazingly powerful research tools aren't locked away. Imagine them being available to students, to independent scientists, to small companies all over the world. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on. What new problems will we solve? What new discoveries will we make when an expert AI research assistant is available to absolutely everyone?